McGregor knew his latest role would be a chance to do something he hadn't done before.
It was an opportunity to play a father for really the first time in my career, to really play a dad. I've been one for a long time. I've been a dad for 16 years.
Yet making the impossible was a difficult decision.
I wondered why you would make a film about that. Why would you do that? And is it right to do that? Is it right to be making a movie about a disaster that really happened where so many people lost their lives?
Get in!
That disaster, the 2004 tsunami in the Indian Ocean, killed more than 200,000 people and left 2 million more homeless. The Impossible tells the true story of one family who survived.
I felt like by watching this one family's path through it, you got a great deal of understanding of it. It is an exploration of human nature, ultimately.
Naomi Watts and McGregor, who has 4 daughters in real life, play the parents of 3 boys on Christmas vacation in Thailand. Then the tsunami hits. Lucas! And the family gets separated.
We create a family that I hope people care about and want to follow.
But then the family goes through hell.
Hell, yeah.
Maria and Lucas are not here.
What do you mean, not there?
The water came and swept everyone away. And I found Thomas and Sam.
Did you draw on your experience as a father for that? Think about your kids?
I never, ever made myself think about my kids for a scene.
Thank you.
It might just sort of devastate me too much. I wouldn't be able to work, really, if I was thinking really about being separated from my children.
Water!
To recreate the tsunami, they used real water, 35,000 gallons of it, churned through a tank with such violent force that you wonder, each time the actors go under, whether they'll actually come back up.
It's incredibly intense.
And it's extraordinarily uncomfortable to watch. When I saw the film for the first time, I was physically moved around in my chair. I found it really...
Even you?
Yeah, really uncomfortable to watch.
He's 41 and has made nearly 50 films. But McGregor has never been nominated for an Oscar. If his fellow actors are to be believed, The Impossible may change that.
Angelina Jolie has been raving about the film.
She was so sweet,
specifically
yes.
your performance. She said that you made Brad cry.
Yes.
When I came up, that was all on my own. That was the scariest part. And then I saw the 2 of you clinging to the tree, and I didn't feel so scared anymore because I knew I wasn't on my own, you see?
I mean, I don't want to make people cry, but I want to make people, through your work, you want to make people feel, and if crying's part of that, that's good.
McGregor lives in Los Angeles now with his wife of 17 years, Ev, and their daughters, who they keep out of the public eye.
Does this gloomy weather remind you of home?
Yes, I was quite familiar, but it's much warmer than it would be at home at this time of year, so.
He grew up in Scotland, the son of school teachers. He learned early on that he'd rather be on stage than in a classroom.
I was unhappy, I was in trouble all the time, and one night my mum said to me, I've spoken to your dad, and if you want to leave school, you can. And I never looked back. I was gone. I was out. And I was only just 16, you know, and I know nothing ahead of me.
His breakout role came in Trainspotting.
What's on the menu this evening, sir?
Your favourite dish?
Playing a heroin addict.
Did you have a sense, making that film, how huge it was going to be, how much that character was going to resonate?
Yes. I was always very assured of myself when I was younger, and it's sort of incredibly arrogant, sort of confident way.
I'm cleaning up and I'm moving on, going straight and choosing life.
And when he was younger, like so many actors, his confidence was bolstered by a bottle.
Was there a time when you drank to excess?
Oh, yeah. A time. An epoch.
His drinking days ended more than a decade ago.
Trying to be a good dad and a good husband and a good drinker didn't work. So the only one that I was happy to get rid of was the drinking, you know.
Shortly after Trainspotting, McGregor chose to do a period film, Emma, to show his range.
Is your horse just washing his feet, or are there darker forces at work here?
It's the one career move he regrets.
There's nothing wrong with the film, but
You just don't like you
I'm
in it?
shocking in it. It's terrible.
It hardly mattered. In the late 90s, McGregor was asked to play the young Obi-Wan Kenobi in the 3 Star Wars prequels.
I was quite careful about it. I didn't jump at the idea straight away.
He asked his uncle, a veteran actor who'd played a pilot in the original films, for advice.
And what did he tell you?
He told me not to do it. He said, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, if you want to.
So you didn't
he said,
listen to
if you
his
want to have a
advice.
career after you're 30, don't do it.
Really?
But I didn't take his advice because the closer I got, the more I wanted to do it.
Why?
And it's exciting to be Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know?
Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you.
His daughters haven't been nearly as thrilled.
It doesn't make Dad cooler that he's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I don't think so. I don't know if it's because they're girls or they don't, I don't know, maybe it's more of a boysy thing, I don't know. But I've never heard them say, Daddy, Daddy, can you put on that Star Wars film? I've never heard them say that.
Yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen.
His role in the romance Moulin Rouge was more to their liking.
It's just an amazingly powerful way of delivering words, you know, to sing I love you to someone. Is we receive that as an audience in a very immediate and emotional place.
I'll always be with you.
The story of the young writer and the dying cabaret star was the first musical in 10 years to be nominated for an Oscar.
You know, I remember Clara, my eldest, watching that. She was crying her eyes out, and I went, oh my God, Donna, we'll switch it off, I'll switch it off. She was like, no, switch it off, no. She was enjoying the experience of it, but she was weeping her little soul out.
McGregor has been known to bear more than his soul in some of his films.
Being naked is something that happens on either end of the day for me, and if you're lucky, somewhere in the middle as well. And I don't understand why it's an issue. I didn't take my clothes off in movies because I want to flash my naked body around. I took my clothes off in movies because I'm an actor, and I believe in my work, and I believe in the movies that I make say something about the world, and therefore they should reflect human instincts and natures and desires, and part of that, and a big part of that for us, is our sexual life and our romantic life. And that's all I have to say on the matter.
And that says something about Ewan McGregor. No matter what role he's in, on screen or in life, he's a guy who's comfortable in his own skin.